Hello and welcome. €1.50, €2, €3, 50 cents, and the paper bag, €0. Going through a €7 or £5.50, £6. Most of this stuff was bought in Poundland or Dealz. Now what are we going to do with it? You're probably familiar with this car. It's an Audi A3 8P Sportback. Now look at these lenses. These are the inner lenses and they've gotten quite dull. Looking at the other one, it's exactly the same, and the outer ones are shiny. It seems to be a common problem on these cars and possibly other cars also. Now to replace each of these inner lenses costs €72 or roughly £42 to £45. But showing you the products earlier, which amount to €7–8, let's see if we can revive these and see what the result will be. So with the vinegar I showed you earlier, pour it generously onto a microfiber cloth. Now it doesn't have to be a microfiber cloth, it can be any old cloth as long as it's not abrasive. Rub it in good and hard and vigorously, as much as you can, and if there is any little impurities there, you'll feel them coming off. Now vinegar is known to be good for removing dirt and grime. It can even break down grease and road deposits, as you can see. So what we do then is just give it a couple of little more rubs. Then with a dry microfiber cloth, give it a rub down again, dry off best you can. And it'll take a couple of minutes anyway to fully dry out. So what we'll do then is we'll just do the other lens. So the next step in the prep work is to mask it up using a masking tape, general painter's tape, and put it in around or as close as you can between the bodywork and the lens itself. Now of course you can remove the lens if you have the tools and the time, or if you want then just use the masking tape. Some people will say, well, that little bit of masking tape is not going to stop an overspill or overspray of lacquer or varnish, but just bear with me and you'll see the way we're going to do this. Then with paper, the brown paper I showed you earlier, hold it up against the edge of where the masking tape is, and that's where we're going to stick that on. Bring it up about a few inches either side. Then when you're happy with that, then just tear the piece off. Again, make sure that you have it correctly, good straight edge if you can. And the next step then would be to put some masking tape on the paper itself. Up on the edge of the paper, the masking tape would be, say, half on, half off. Now you can stick it onto the body of the car and it'll come off again quite easily without losing too much adhesion. Then line it up where you want it on the top of the other masking tape. Now it doesn't have to be as accurate because the first masking tape should mask against between the bodywork and the lens. Then do the rest as you've just seen there. If you're doing it outside, it can get a bit windy, so a little bit of tape on the edge of the far side of the paper, and then just stick it to the bodywork. Again, another little bit of tape on the bottom piece. We don't want it blowing up onto a wet lens or it could mess it up. Now I didn't quite have enough brown paper, so I bought these. They're envelopes, brown envelopes from Poundland Dealz, and it was €1.50 or £1 for 15 of them. So we'll just tear them down and we'll size them up and continue on. That's one side done. Now for the other side. That's both sides done now, and here we have yacht varnish. It says it's clear and it can be used outside and inside. In this case we're going to use it outside, so give it a good shake, and it does say on the can shake for at least 1 minute, so but we're going to do it for a couple of minutes. So when you're satisfied you've shook the can enough, then you hold it about 200 to 300 millimeters away and spray evenly across, left to right, right to left, just like so, and you'll see that it's beginning to shine. Keep going back and forward until you're happy with the result. Now while that's drying, what we'll do now is we'll go deal with the other side. Now that's both sides sprayed with 2 coats. It looks like there is an improvement. They don't look like new lenses, as they're not new lenses, but they're revived somewhat. Now on the can it doesn't say whether it's got UV protection, so it could be a case where the lenses may dull again in a few to several months, but you know what to do now and you can revive them again. Instead of going out and paying £90 or 140 odd euro, you've got quite acceptable looking lenses. Masking tape and paper removed, and you can see that there seems to be an improvement. They're not new, but they do look better. And for the sake of spending just €8 or £7.50 in Dealz and Poundland, you can have yours looking just as good and very presentable. Using over-the-counter products doesn't look too bad at all, does it? Well, hope you enjoyed the show. Give us a thumbs up if you did. Feel free to comment, like, share, subscribe, and you'll find us on the usual social media platforms. Thank you.